I've seen so many different screenshots of Guardian Servants of the Dark leading up to its release date, and definitely some of the screens from its Steam page have been used on so many different indie game and Metroidvania videos. Obviously, because of its fan service elements, it's got two sisters that just happen to be demon maids that, wear different elements of clothing and things like that. But really, playing through Guardian Servants of the Dark, my main qualm or my main theory is about whether or not this is actually a decent Metroidvania game. I never played the original game. There's one that's before this, and I don't think you need to play that in order to understand what's going on here, but I delved into the game today and played for an hour or so just to get a feel for it. In this game, you play as Kirika and Masha, and you have the ability to press the left trigger or whatever keyboard button you're going to be pressing to switch between the two, and one of them is a ranged attack, and one of them has the whip. The whip that you use to whip your enemies into a frenzy, and it works pretty well. There doesn't seem to be any penalty for swapping between the two characters, and one of the nifty features of this is the ability to revive the other. So if you die as one of your characters, they both have separate health bars, but if you die as one, either Kirika or Masha, you have the ability to revive and then sort of cheat the game a little bit as you continue on living. This was handy for me in one of the boss fights early on. You find out early on that these two maid demons have had a holiday and they're on the way back, but they find out that their Demon Lord Maxim has been destroyed. But luckily for you, you can collect some bones around the world and then rebuild him piece by piece. It's very handy. And there's also a bunch of souls that you can collect to kind of rebuild the castle. So as you're playing through this, you're going to be rebuilding your Demon Lord, trying to get some revenge. And as you do that, you'll gain access to some new abilities. So I've already got access to the double jump, revived some servant that's part of the castle, but I haven't really gone too far beyond that. So is Guardian Servants of the Dark any good? It actually plays pretty well. The fighting mechanics in it are really nice. The platform mechanics, I like that. There's a bit of exploring, but it's not too difficult. It's one of those games that has a bunch of enemies that, as you leave a room, enter a room, they reappear, but they kind of do the same thing. They're pretty easy, you learn their pattern, and the game also gives you the ability to platform quickly, use your dash to get through them. So whilst you can attack enemies and get the different coins and things that they drop, you don't have to. Moving around the map is definitely one of my favorite parts of it, and it feels like one of those Metroidvania games that you can go quick. You will need to look at the map and find out which rooms you've explored, which one's waiting for you to go through, but there's a fair amount of icons that will give you hints about the direction that you need to be going. So I think Guardians is definitely not a game that's going to be super hard, but it's definitely polished, and compared to some other sort of platformer games that I've played through, I actually quite enjoyed the feeling of playing through this one. And I haven't mentioned yet, but there is a harder mode that you can play. I'm playing on the medium difficulty, so I guess if you want something a little bit more difficult, then jump into that. The boss fights are fun. The look of the game is pretty spectacular. I'm a big fan of retro pixel art, updated graphics, and the music is fun as well. If you get annoyed by Japanese subtitles or Japanese audio and continual cries from your two girls as you do anything, switch between them, things like that, you will find this a little bit annoying. But if you're like me and actually don't really care too much about the storyline, don't care too much about, anime girls in maids costumes and things like that, but actually just like a really tight platformer, then maybe Guardian Servants of the Dark is the one for you. I must say, I think that as I play along, I'm going to go into some more cringe-worthy kind of scenes that I might skip through, but when I get there, I'll mention it. Let me know if you've been enjoying the game. Let me know what you think about it. Guardians Servants of the Dark. I'll drop the Steam link in the description below.